Hey everybody, it's good to be back again with tonight's forecast, and glad you're joining me each night for these forecasts. It's been a lot of fun. It's been, when I thought about doing this in May, I envisioned being able to forecast some relatively mellow weather, and we're actually sort of into that pattern now, which is great. We've been just in the much more interesting weather than we should normally be in for this time in May. It was a nicer day today. It was a cold start, really cold start. I had 25 degrees at my house. That's really cold. We're going to talk in a second about how cold that is climatologically for this time of year. I did get up to 57. It was breezy, so it didn't feel quite that warm, but it was pretty nice this afternoon, really, outside, as long as you were doing something. And the lilac buds are starting to come up. So I thought that picture kind of told that story nicely. As I was saying, I wanted to talk a little bit about this morning's low temperatures because they were really very low. This map is not going to be super easy for you to see, especially if you're watching this on a phone. But a lot of 20s, upper 20s, mid 20s, even some lower 20s in some of the valley locations, particularly in southern Vermont. But to give you an idea, Albany set a daily record low temperature today. And when Albany does that, it means something because Albany's records go back to 1874. So that's almost 150 years now that they've been taking temperature data at Albany, in Albany, New York. And so when they set a daily record low, I mean, it happens. It's not crazy. Matter of fact, on average, it happens a couple times, 3 times a year maybe. But it's unusual. And also, this was the fourth latest. So it was 29 degrees in Albany this morning. That's the fourth latest sub 30 degree temperature they've ever had in Albany. Again, it wasn't radically colder than average, but that's right down there with that's a very cold day in Albany for this time of year. So we are going to have another chilly night tonight. It's not going to be as cold. I'm guessing, we could be upper 20s again here in Londonderry, especially down near the river where I am, to probably around 30. Again, I can't imagine you've put any vegetation outside yet, but you're probably thinking about it at this point. And I think after tonight you're good, but but tonight would still be too early. So if you've got anything, if you bought any plants or anything like that you're thinking about getting out in the garden, I hope you didn't do that this afternoon because it was probably a bit early. But tomorrow you should be good to do that. Let's look at the temperature data as of this afternoon and where the fronts are. As you can see, there's actually not much happening in the eastern part of the United States. We're pretty much dominated by this kind of broad area of high pressure. And you can see temperatures are significantly better than they were last week. Still chilly for early May, or for mid-May at this point. But well up into Canada, we're into the 50s, even some 60s here. And we have definitely, even here across the eastern part of the United States, we've moved out of the 40s, and we're definitely trending warmer as we continue to push this high pressure system offshore tomorrow, and to get kind of on the warm flow, the kind of more inland flow of that high pressure system tomorrow. Friday actually will be sticky, although we'll be in and out of some rain, unfortunately, on Friday with that, as this storm system here, which I'm going to show you that on satellite imagery, is going to be approaching us. It's going to come together, and Friday will probably take, by tomorrow evening, we could have a few clouds and even a shower probably after dark tomorrow night. And then as kind of a warm front moves through, then we're kind of in the morning, I think we could have some showers, but we also could be in between the warm front and the cold front. We could get a peak of sun. If we get a peak of sun on Friday, it could easily be 70. But I think we're going to be more like in the low 60s, and I don't think we're going to get any sun. We also then are going to get some rounds of showers and maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. If we get any sun, some of those thunderstorms could be strong. I don't think severe, probably not. But something to keep a half an eye on Friday afternoon, and as we get a little closer, we'll be able to figure that out. Particularly if it gets sunny at all midday on Friday, you should worry about potential for thunderstorms Friday evening. But again, I don't think that's a huge problem. In terms of the week ahead, like I said, freeze is likely tomorrow, but you shouldn't need a jacket. Maybe in the morning you need a jacket, but otherwise you shouldn't need a jacket tomorrow. Finally, mid-60s, low to mid-60s. A few showers around after dark, I think, mostly tomorrow. So tomorrow should really be a pretty nice day. Friday is not great, although it's warmer. Highs in the low 60s, unless we get sun, in which case we'll be easily into the upper 60s to around 70. Saturday, the front has moved through. There could be some clouds in the morning as we're clearing out the showers from the day before, but it gets really nice with high temperatures around 70, maybe upper 60s to around 70. Absolutely beautiful day, perfect spring day just about in Vermont. Should be really, really nice. Sunday is almost as nice, not quite. There's going to be some clouds in the afternoon. There will be a storm, that storm over the central part of the country. Or the next storm after that will be approaching us. There's also going to be a storm off the coast, and the forecast gets a little more murky after Sunday particularly. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as you can see there, I'm optimistic that we're going to mostly be in sun those days, but there is kind of a cutoff low that the models have no idea really what to do with, and it's really too early to have any, either from the model's perspective or from a physical perspective of what's going on, to have any real clear idea on what's going to happen with that. And so I would hesitate to give you any definitive. But right now I'm going to assume we're going to clear out. That's definitely a possibility. We'll hope for that, and be in the 60s and maybe 70s by Wednesday. And then we'll have to see if the ridge really builds over the top of us and we get hot, or if we just kind of stay nicer than we've been, but not quite as hot as we could be if we get, there's going to be a big upper level ridge that moves in our direction. So thanks for joining me tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow night. Just a quick reminder, I am doing this month to help raise money for the Neighbors Pantry in Londonderry, Vermont, where I volunteer and have for the last 10 years. If you want to help out with that, you can visit my website to see how to do that. You can also just go straight to my Patreon page. And if you want to become a patron, all the money I take in from patrons this month will go to the Neighbors Pantry, and I appreciate that. And if you continue on beyond that, you'll just help out with these broadcasts, make them a little more, will improve the equipment and the quality of the broadcast a little more, and hopefully their frequency as well. Hope you're having a nice evening. Hope you're staying healthy, and we'll see you again tomorrow night.